Hi, this is Roger. Thanks for dropping by. They say troubles come in threes, so I've got one to go. We had a problem with Elvis, over and done with. Those of you who have been with the channel some considerable time will remember I had to get my daughter down here to help me get all of the plants off the lower shelves and move everything up, because my back was so bad I couldn't actually get down there and get up without quite a lot of pain. Not discomfort, it was actual pain. Now, from advice, because men don't like to go to doctors, but lots of people said you need to get that looked at. So I talked to a few family members that had been to a particular chiropractor and they had done wonders. So I thought, well, let's go and do that then, reluctantly. And after some sessions, my back problem went away, I thought, forever. Because since I had my last session, which is back in, well, obviously it wasn't last year, was it? It must have been the year before. Probably, you know, the middle of the year before last year, something like that. But basically, since I sort of finished with that, I haven't had a twinge. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Until this morning. And I virtually couldn't get out of bed. And I'm upright now, and as long as I stay like this, it's comfortable, as though there's nothing wrong, till I try and sit down or bend, and then it hurts like hell. And again, if I sit, I've got trouble getting out of the chair. Now that's exactly as it was when it was at its worst, which made me go and seek help. What are the chances of being able to seek help now, in tier 4? Fat chance. So I'm stuck with this. I'm hoping it's just slept funny or twisted something or done something daft and it'll just go away again. But if we're back to the old problem, then I can't get to see anybody. I'm stuck with it. I'll just have to bloody live with it. And we'll have to get the painkillers and the creams out again. But at the moment I'm getting off lightly because today I've got to water the mounts. Well, none of those are low down, they're all on high in the main. They're either at my height or they're up in the air. Now I can stretch my arms upwards because I don't have to bend my back. So today I'm watering the mounts. What happens later days depends on how this progresses through the day. I've been up since, well, it was about 5:30, 5:45 this morning. It's now, whatever it is, I don't know, it's heading towards 10:30, somewhere like that. So I've been up some considerable time and it hasn't got any better whatsoever. It's still the same. So, so that's problem number 2. Now I've got to sit here and wait for problem number 3 now. Perhaps the conservatory will fall down or something. Anyway, I just thought I'd let you know. It will put restrictions on what I can film. Because unless I absolutely have to get at a plant on the lower shelves, I'll be reluctant to do so at the moment. Now the next selection set for the 2021 project orchids is either the dendrobiums or the cattleyas. I can't remember which order I do them in, but it's one or the other, and technically it's both, isn't it? Because I need to get them both done. And virtually all of the plants, again, are either on top shelves or hanging, mounted. So I should be able to get those 2 videos done okay. And then we get on to others, which I haven't even thought about what's going in there yet. I just wanted that to be different to the cooler, shadier type that I've been limited by, because obviously only certain orchids come into that category, whereas if I just call it other, I can put what I like in there, which I haven't even thought about yet, but I got time. As I say, during this month I will get those other 3 videos done, but I'm not in a hurry to do them because they're only the selection process. And I mean, this morning when I went through my comments, I think there was another 3 or 4 people had made their selection for the Oncidium types. So that basically, I think the selection process, the help with the selection process is virtually over now. There may be an odd 1 or 2 still to come in, but given that there are 2 in particular that most people have gone for, the selections really have already been made, because another few people adding in, even if they added to different ones, they wouldn't bring them up to the numbers of the two. I was going to say the two most popular ones, but in actual fact, it's the least popular ones, isn't it? It's the two we're dropping. So that's virtually decided now, but I will confirm that later. And I'm happy that although I filmed 7 with the idea of dropping 2 going down to 5, I am happy to include the odd Oncidium, Mexicoa or whatever it is, as I suggested, and take the Oncidiums back up to 6. Who knows, the Dendrobiums may be 6 as well because of the sheer number that I've got to select from. And we'll keep the other 2 sections at 5. The problem is, for every plant that gets added in, it's quite a bit more work for me, you know, because of the taking the stills and putting it all together and everything. The more plants that are in there, the harder that individual video becomes. I don't want to get them so that I keep thinking of them as a chore. You know, oh God, I've got to do that flipping video. I don't want it like that. I want, you know, I enjoy doing them now that I've got a pattern. There's no learning curve anymore. You know, it's all sort of straightforward. So that's pretty good, providing I don't leave it too long and forget how to do it, of course. Anyway, so I just thought I'd let you know. There are some filming restrictions now. I mean, putting the videos together and all that sort of thing, that's no different because I get to sit in my specially purchased chair that was deliberately, you know, selected for my back problem. So that's probably the most comfortable place I can be today, apart from on my feet. But anyway, I just hope this is not going to last because, as I say, I can't get to see anyone about this now. You know, I'm not allowed to meet anybody from another household in a building. You know, that's the rules. So so I'd have to leave that. That wouldn't be classed as you know, important enough, that type of practice. A lot of the medical profession don't even think it's real. Well, it was real enough that it fixed me up, so I'm happy to go again, but I don't think I'd be allowed to, so I'm sort of stuck with it. Oh, stuff opening. The Cattleya up there, I must admit, I was thinking those buds were blasting. They were just changing to their orange colour before opening fast. So it almost looked like they were blasting. And then the next set's coming on behind over here. It'll be open. And then there's another set up by the window there up the back. So there's 3 lots of buds to come on that plant, despite losing an awful lot of its leaves. So there's not many leaves left on that one. But once the blooming's done, it will burst into growth and all the new growths will start, which will produce new leaves. This one's on its way out now, the Genmanii. I need to take that spike off so that I can get, because this is back to front at the moment because of the way the bloom's twisted, because the actual spike bent and I had to strap it. So if I get that spike off, I can get this back up where it needs to be in the bright light, because it lives up there basically. And the Cymbidium is opening, but unfortunately it's down there, and down there I ain't. So I'm not bending to be able to film that or pick the pot up. So you'll have to wait and see if my back improves. But looking at the bud that's just cracking, there are several others as well. And it did this last year. You'd always think that with a Cymbidium, the first bud to open would be the lowest one on the spike. Well, it didn't do that last year. And in fact, the lowest one on the spike was well down the list of ones that are opening. But yeah. So we should have some Cymbidium blooms soon, and providing I can do it, I'll get that pot up here, you know, with the other blooming things. And because I focused on that plant in a video, I think that was the Elvis video, I just held the camera pointing at that, wobbling all over the place. We'll put a stop to that soon, with any luck. It was Christine Trinder actually said, I presume that's your entry into the virtual table competition this month, and I hadn't even thought about it. I'd assumed that I haven't got anything suitable this month, but quite honestly, that's not a bad looking plant. It's got an awful lot of blooms on it. The leaves are pretty good quality. There's 1 or 2 can be snicked off so that they don't show. Yeah, so I think that's the one I'll put in. I'll try and get a nice photo of it with some nice lighting. and we'll stick that in and see what happens. You never know, that's the way I look at it. If you don't put anything in, then you don't stand a chance of getting anywhere, do you? You've got to put something in, and that will probably be the best one. Where this Red Fantasy Twinkle actually caught the heater, it's my fault just positioning it wrong. It's actually not doing well at all now. A lot of the buds have failed and dropped off, and some of the buds that are opening are only partially opening and dropping off. So I think we might be able to get that off its mount and get it all split and tidied up reasonably soon. Not today though. Today I'm going to do as little as possible, but I must water my mounts. They should have been done yesterday and didn't, so they need doing today. But I think I can potter about doing that without, increasing any possible injury. Let's see what I can do. And yeah, I think the next Orchid-y type video, providing I can do it, will be the selection video for either the Cattleyas or the Dendrobiums. And certainly for the Dendrobiums, the actual plants for selection, there may well be 8, 9 or even 10. But it makes it difficult for people in the comments to say which one to drop. So I might have to stick to a lower number, stick to 8 or something, and then we'll bring it down to 6, the same as we did with the Oncidiums. That should work okay. Anyway, I got a few bits and pieces to do before I start watering, because I'm waiting for it to flipping warm up out here. It's freezing when I came out. Well, relatively it's freezing. When you're in a house that's 21, 22 and you walk out to 15, it feels quite cold to spend any length of time in anyway. So I shall crack on, and as I say, I'll either do the Dendrobiums or the Cattleyas either during tomorrow or for tomorrow. If it brightens up a bit today, I might be able to get round to do that and film it at least. But I've also got my talk to do. That's now starting to niggle me, because I'm still not absolutely sure what I'm going to do, and I need it done by Thursday. I need to get it for viewing, and also get it up on in the cloud basically, so that it can be transferred to somebody else's laptop who's going to host the actual Zoom meeting. There's no good me owning the video. I'm not the host. The host has to own the video, sort of thing. So that's got to be done and made sure that it gets there and it's playable. And so I need to get my act together, don't I? It's going to make life difficult if I can't bend. But we shall see. Maybe this is just something that will just, it's the old expression, isn't it? Don't worry, I'll walk it off. Well, I don't plan on walking it off, but perhaps it'll wear off. Perhaps just doing as little as possible today and just gentle movements may just shift it. So we shall see. But I really don't want this back again, because that used to be the bane of my life, because all the time I was conscious of thinking, now don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, you'll mess your back up, don't do that, it'll hurt your back. All the time in my mind I was worried about that problem. And then it went away, and I've spent a long time not having to worry about it one little bit. And now it's back again, so thanks for that. It's just what I need. Hopefully it's a short-lived thing and it will just go away on its own. Because if I'm going to need the help again, I'm not sure I can get it. Just have to live with it for a bit, I suppose. Anyway, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for dropping by. And again, thanks for all the people who suggested which ones to drop for the Oncidiums. And another video will follow with the same procedure as soon as I can get it done. So, see you next time. Thanks for dropping by. I wonder what this third one's going to be. I'll be very wary now, I'll be worried about doing anything. Anyway, one thing I don't have to worry about is going out, because I ain't doing it. Until my milk runs out, I'm staying in. Right, see you next time then. Bye for now.